So
Derek, yeah, he's got those bad knees, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see the ring ceremony curse continues. Golden State lost the game.
Yeah, they lost
Yeah,
by
it
one,
does.
man.
They lost by 1 point.
Man.
So they are beatable.
Nah,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it all comes down to those finals, man.
mm-hmm.
The West is stacked though, man. They're definitely gonna have a harder challenge than they did last year.
Oh yeah.
So
You saw what Skip Bayless said.
nah, what'd he say?
Yeah, Skip's a fool.
Yeah, man. After Gordon got hurt, like his first tweet was like, basically talking about how it sucked, and then his next tweet was, I guess this means, with Hayward, being hurt, that gives LeBron a clear path to losing his sixth final. And people started going in on him, like all the athletes. People were like, that's messed up, man. Like that's that man's career on the line.
Yeah.
I was like, man, leave it to Skip.
Yeah, Skip's a fool, man. He's a fool.
Man, I love Skip, man.
Skip did that. Skip hearing all that, and Skip like, tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Skip and his hot takes.
He know how to bring some attention to himself, man.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
Oh, he definitely does. He definitely does. Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, that's the intro to BRAP NBA Wednesday night report.
Yeah. Oh, man, shout to these Sixers, man. They out here balling
I'm
watching.
I'm watching it. They're taking out my Wizards, man.
Yeah, they're going at the Wiz, man. Shout to my boy Ben Simmons, man. He might be rookie of the year, man.
He might be rookie.
It's the first game overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
So,
Just hit the. Wow! Come on, man! Come on.
So here's what would be crazy. Nobody expected the 76ers to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Just like nobody expected the Eagles to do anything. Wouldn't it be crazy if both those teams came out this year? Really just dominated?
Yo, that'd be crazy, man. They definitely got the talent, man. If Embiid can stay healthy, they got that boy Ben Simmons out there. They had a sharpshooter with JJ Redick. My boy Jerry Bayless is out there. One of the most underrated point guards in the league, man. Yo, Philly got some players out there, so they can do it.
Wizards are bums, man. They
had that moment, man. They were they were on the cusp, like right there.
They were right there for a couple of years, man.
Yeah, cool. The Wizards?
Yeah, but once they lost Nene and kind of shuffled the roster around a little bit, they haven't been there. They're gonna be one of those teams you can watch every year, but don't expect them to do much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
This is terrible, man. Come on.
It's terrible.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Let's get to these gaming related topics. Want to welcome everyone back to another episode of BRAP, your favorite podcast on Wednesday nights. And you're listening to us. We're coming live to you from the Ocho. Do you guys remember that ESPN the Ocho? No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then like Greco midget tossing or something like that.
Yeah, some crazy shit like that. Yeah. So it's good to be back, everyone. It's been an interesting last couple of days. All right. So look, Beal and Wall are coming back in the game, and Otto Porter. See. All right, B, we're gonna have a game now. now that our starters are back in.
Hey, watch. They gonna be hearing about it. Washington lose to the 76ers, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As a fan, they will be hearing it from me. I will be trolling them hard tomorrow on Twitter. I will be tweeting the players and saying, "What is wrong with you guys? You guys are bums."
Yeah, man.
Tell Otto Porter give his money back. $100 million. That's crazy.
Hey man, I've been saying it all year, man. They giving away too much money, man. I can make $5 million on the bench, man.
They didn't have a choice, man. He's not a $100 million player, but he's a good player.
Yeah, man.
I always said I'll be the biggest supporter at the end of the bench.
Yeah, man. I got
you guys. Go get them, guys. Oh,
right.
I'll be right there getting that league minimum. I'll be so happy.
Yeah, man. Give me $2 million. I'll chill on your bench all year long, man.
I know, right? Yeah.
Why you smiling like that, man? You didn't get playtime. I'm like, bro, no playtime. I'm Chilling.
Eric never complains. He never complains about minutes. Nah, man, I'm good.
Yep. First one here. Not the last one to leave, but he's the first one here. You know?
Can I get you some new towels?
Nah, man, I'm chilling with the Gatorade on the bench all year long, man.
You know what I'm saying? Free Gatorade and leaving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bruh. Coach be like, all right, let's go. I'm like, what? I don't play.
Coach, you got a bum knee. Come on, man.
I'm just here for the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, come on, man. I just ordered some nacho cheese. Come on.
Oh man,
John Wall is good though, but you can't deny how good he is.
John Wall is my man's. I love John Wall. He just doesn't have enough pieces around him to take him to the finals, man.
Unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate for the teams in the East, man. They got these super teams now in the West. It's just
What's crazy is that they really wanted to get signed KD, and he ended up going to Golden State. But I think that would have been a perfect fit, man. KD, Bradley Beal, John Wall.
It would have, but he doesn't want to. He does. He's from DC.
Yeah,
he didn't want to come back, man. He didn't want to come back to me. He didn't want to come back.
Yeah,
but it would have been. You're right. I mean that team with him and Bradley Beal and Porter, they probably wouldn't even have to sign Porter at that point.
Yeah,
But anyhow, so we've got a lot of great gaming related topics to talk about this evening. We're going to give you all some of our hot takes. Every time I hear the word hot takes, I think of hotcakes for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. It's crazy. Yeah, because pancakes are good.
Hell yeah. I like crispy edges, man.
Crispy edges.
Yeah.
I like my pancake.
Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel does the crispy edges.
Yeah, man.
Cracker Barrel does. I always go to Cracker Barrel and I play checkers with my 8-year-old son.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah,
man. We got first 5 minutes of Brap.
Talk about sports and pancakes.
We're not your average podcast.
Exactly. See, we like to switch it up on y'all. Just when you think we're ready to talk about fanboys and all that other nonsense and console wars, we hit you with pancakes.
Right, man. You never know what you're going to get at Brap, man.
Exactly.
I always have this theory. I tell people this all the time. When they think about it, they say, that is true. Think about when you at your most pissed off, you're arguing with your wifey, you're mad at somebody, whatever. If you smell bacon cooking, even if you don't eat bacon, you can't be pissed off. Right?
That's the most random thing I've ever heard, man.
But it's true. Think about it. Have you ever been pissed eating bacon?
Nah, man.
No, you can be in a bad mood. Like you could pick up your bad mood after the fact, but while it's cooking and while you're eating it, you can't be mad.
You know what's crazy though? Is my one cousin, he actually put me on to like butter pecan ice cream, and then you fry some bacon and let it get like real crispy and crunch it up. Put it on there. It's like the perfect topping, man.
Bro, that's why the terrorists hate us.
You put bacon on ice cream?
Yeah, butter pecan ice cream. It's like the perfect like match because it's got like a little sweet taste. It's got the pecans in there, and then the bacon. It's perfect.
Ricky, you never had a bacon chocolate donut? I mean, or a donut or a cupcake?
Can't say I have, man.
Bro, tell you, man. That's why the terrorists hate us, bro. We got stuff like that.
You are crazy. Oh my god, man.
We talk about basketball, pancakes, bacon on ice cream.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, I bet people are gonna be like,
Digital Tiger gets it.
People are gonna be like, what is going on, Brad? You guys are talking about pancakes. People have lost their jobs at Visceral Games. You guys are talking about bacon on ice cream.
Okay, perfect example. People lost their jobs, they're pissed off, but if they started cooking up some bacon, I guarantee for those few moments,
they forget all about
it. They'll forget about it. They'll pick it up when they go get to their car.
Yeah.
Tell you, mid-argument, fry some bacon. Your wife will be like, what?
I'm going to try that next time. See if that works.
Trust me.
It's going to be a case study. I'm going to try that. Yeah. Oh, so Gordon Hayward's going to he's going to have surgery tonight.
Yeah. They got a fractured ankle, a broken tibia or something
that was nasty, man. That was nasty.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All right, let's talk some games.
Oh, you see that dunk?
Yeah, man. Shout to Gortat, man. He come a long way. I've been watching him since he was in Orlando.
I thought briefly he was going to leave.
He was kind of unhappy with his role last year, I think. I don't know. Who knows? He's not going anywhere though. Although there's that rumor they could trade him for what's his face who's the center for the Clippers?
Oh, DeAndre?
Yeah. DeAndre Jordan.
Nasty, actually. That'd be pretty nasty.
Oh, can you imagine, man? Lob City in the East?
Yeah.
It'd be nice. Nice.
Great rim defender, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk some games because he's right.
He's the audience, man.
I think we've lost like 10 viewers so far. Because we're talking about let's see. Oh, wait, what's up, Al? Al actually the live chat has had bacon on ice cream. He said it's amazing. By the way, have you guys seen Al's breakfast sandwiches?
Yeah, man. To die for.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
I defer to Al. Al can prove my theory. Can you be pissed with bacon cooking or eating bacon? Al can answer that when he gets a chance. I'm just saying.
Yes, Al would know these things. Al's a very smart man, and he makes amazing breakfast sandwiches. Like it's like ridiculous the way he posts them on Twitter. It's just like the cheese is just like melting off. It's got like a big egg, bacon.
King of the pork rolls, breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, is that what's in there? Is it bacon or is it sausage?
It's a pork roll.
It's a what?
Pork roll.
What is a pork roll?
It's like a pork loin almost. Like you kind of slice it off.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, man.
Man, you don't live, man. What you doing up there?
Yeah, man. You gotta open up that palate, man.
You know?
I gotta open up that palate. I don't know. I've never had it before. I don't know what it is.
Gotta put you on, man.
All right.
On to the games. On to the games.
All right, let's get on the games.
All right. So big news yesterday. We have what happened yesterday? Oh, I know. EA shut down a studio, Visceral Games. And for those who don't know, Visceral is behind. They used to be called something else. Were they like Redwood City Studios or something a long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I think they were. And then they're the folks behind what's it called? What's the game now? The space game.
Space.
Thank you. Dead Space 1 and 2.
Yeah, and they did that offshoot like Battlefield game, which was pretty decent. The cop and robber.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So we could pretty much kiss the idea of a Dead Space coming back.
Yeah, that's gone.
It's tragic. Sucks.
Because we're holding out hope, right?
Yeah, man. I have my fingers crossed. I thought this was like the perfect time, man. Alien Isolation was popping. Mm-hmm. I mean, the jump scare games were coming back. VR was like shining. You know what I mean? Like this is like the perfect time, man. Dead Space could have really, a AAA Dead Space could have really, did something for the market. I thought, but hey, man.
I mean, yeah. It's just it just sucks, man. Just hearing this news, it sucks for the people that lost their jobs.
Yeah. That's always the first thing you think about or should think about, if you're any kind of human is like, I want to hear about somebody losing their job, but hopefully they all land, hopefully they all land in good spots,
Yeah. Well, EA came out and said again that they're going to try to get these people into different studios, keep them, in-house, but, we'll see. Ooh,
God.
You see that?
Was that Kelly?
Yeah. Just came out of nowhere. So this podcast, we're gonna be talking about video games, and every once in a while you're gonna hear me be like, "Oh, did you see that?"
You guys got it was just opening night or opening week NBA, so we're sports heads on here. So
some of the live chat said if Jade Redmond is out of a job, she can come live with me.
Jade Redmond is that's a bad girl right there.
Yeah, man.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So as many of us know, Visceral was actually working with Amy Hennig, who left Naughty Dog. She went to Visceral to go work on the Star Wars game, and I was hyped for that. I mean, obviously, anything Star Wars related. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, so I get excited for those kinds of things. And this game was good. Ooh, is that John? Oh my goodness! Did you see this?
Yeah, getting up on the alley oop.
Look. Oh, you okay? I don't know if you saw the alley oop to John Wall.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. The basketball. The momentum shift. So they were working on the new Star Wars game, and it's supposed to be a story-driven game. Which look, anything Star Wars story-driven, shit, I'm down, right? I'm excited, and we find out yesterday that EA's decided to close Visceral Games, and so they're actually still working on the game though. Like they're not canceling the project, but it sounds like it's going to be different.
Yeah, they're going in a different direction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, so it sounds like like you said, B, they're going in a different direction. It's probably going to be along the lines of a games of a service type of game. I just kind of read.
Those are popular.
Yeah, those seem popular today. Maybe there'll be a frying pan you can hit somebody with. So I just want to read the statement that EA put out. So EA said that our Visceral Studio has been developing an action adventure title set in the Star Wars universe, and this is per EA's Patrick Suderland. I don't know who that is, but he's somebody at EA. It's in its current form. It was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. Now, come on, who isn't excited about a story-based linear adventure Star Wars game? Hello.
I mean, considering we haven't really had anything like that.
Yeah. All I can think about was 1313. You know what I mean? When they, as soon as they signed Amy Hennig to the deal, they said it was going to be a story-driven game. I'm like, all right, we probably won't get 1313. But if it's any vein of what 1313 looked like, you know what I mean, when they showed off a couple gameplay footage of it, I was like, this game's going to be a smash hit, man. Can't wait for it. And
but
the news.
But here's the thing. This is what I don't understand. And I understand, like, and as I read more of the, their statement, I kind of get why they may have gone a different direction because, they think these things happen a lot when games aren't, and when they're in development stage and aren't going so well. But still, I mean, who doesn't want a story-based linear adventure Star Wars game? I mean, it's such a big franchise, a huge franchise. There's so much story and lore behind it. I mean, I can't imagine this game not selling well.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Battlefront 1. I mean, Battlefront 1 didn't have a lot of content, which a lot of people criticized it for. I think it still sold pretty well. I don't have the numbers, but I'm sure it did pretty well.
Yeah, that game did numbers. I think it did like 8 or 9 million or something like that.
Yeah, so it was profitable. I mean, games. Yeah, I mean, AAA games have to sell about 5 million now to break even. That's the break even point now. We're used to selling 1 million back in the days was a big deal. It's not even a big deal anymore for big AAA games. So,
1 million is like you might as well go home.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, Square Enix, like even 5 years ago, Tomb Raider was a flop. And it sold like what 4 or 5 million.
Yeah.
So and it's probably sold more since then, since the 4 or 5 million mark. But but some of it's like the expectations that they set for these games. Especially for some of these publicly traded companies. They put out these high numbers expectations for investors. They don't meet those numbers, and then the investors get upset.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just let's see here. So in its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. Throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. It has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to, enjoy for a long time to come, we need to pivot the design. End quote. So I was going to do my My Bill Cosby impersonation. Now. So I think, you know, when we saw this statement come out, immediately I think everyone on forums and on Twitter jumped to the conclusion that, okay, so this single player games are dead, and if Star Wars can't be a single player story driven game, nothing is safe. um, and it sounds very much like they're heading, or this game is going to be more of a games of a service type model, you know. And that's why I said, Eric, I made a joke, and I know we're talking about a DM. You know, maybe they'll have Darth Vader jumping out of a plane, and you can kill somebody, hit somebody in the head with a frying pan. So I don't know, guys. I'm disappointed. You know, obviously it's terrible news to hear for the people that work at Visceral. You know, first and foremost. Two, it sucks that we're not going to get a linear based adventure game that's a Star Wars game. You know, something that many of us were looking forward to. Amy Hennig, we all know who she is. You know, she is kind of the she was responsible for Uncharted. And this is just like, it's kind of a punch in the gut. At least for me, it is. But this is a trend we're seeing, especially from some of these big publishers now, where we're looking at games, and we talked about loot crates the last podcast last week, and this is kind of the way things are heading when it comes to big AAA big budget titles. There's games now, they need to have long legs. They need to have some kind of component built in where developer can continue making more money after the game's released. And I was talking to Matt from MPD on DM about this today, and he said basically, like, look, the market is driving this. There's a demand there. People are purchasing microtransactions. It's not, yes, it's developers putting it out there, but people are buying it too. And this is the way things have been going. And he said that this has been happening. This is a trend that's been continuing the last couple of years,
right?
In the gaming industry. So maybe I'm getting old, but I'd like to see more single player content, especially big budget AAA games. I think we'll still get that stuff. I think we'll still get single player games, but they'll probably have some kind of like multiplayer component to it. Kind of like we have with Uncharted. I think Uncharted would be the perfect example of that.
Yeah, I can see that too. But I was kind of having some conversations on Twitter today, and I said, people really, some of these companies really could look at sort of like what Ninja Theory kind of did with like Hellblade. Some profit is better than like no profit. If you can figure out a way to deliver content, a game that could be 6 hours long, AAA type budget, at a certain price point, I think there's still a place for it. But I can understand, why it's like in some ways, these companies have to rethink, especially on the third party front, the way rethink a single player AAA game at $60 versus a games of service, massively multiplayer game at the same price, which has legs.
I'm just trying to figure out who's going to support all of these games of the service.
That's going to be my other question, B.
Yeah, like once you get locked into one, you're usually only going to play one or two. So if everybody's doing it, who's playing all these games as a service? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to come to a point where that genre is going to die too. You know what I mean? Because it won't be able to sustain itself.
Yeah, but B, wouldn't you agree though? Like a game like Uncharted that has like a multiplayer component, like it's not going to be all like Destiny-ish type of games that will probably have, games like Destiny.
Uncharted has multiplayer, kind of a mix. But I wouldn't call that a games as a service per se.
No, it's not. Well, what I'm saying is,
I mean?
what I'm saying is, like, I think we'll have a combination of the two. You know, like single player games, like an Uncharted that have a like a multiplayer. Hold on, Laura Cabusa says not getting the Brat Premium experience. I don't know what he means by that. Oh, maybe are you talking about loot boxes? I don't know. So no, I mean, what I'm saying is like, I see what you're pointing. Like where, you know, if you games of service is like a Destiny game, like how many of those types of games can you play realistically, right?
Right.
Or dedicate. There's only so much of a consumer base in gaming that you could tap into, and I get that. I think it's a great point. But what I'm saying is, I think that we'll have a combination of the two. Like, and I used Uncharted kind of as the kind of as like the example here of where you have a game that has a strong single player component, but then has multiplayer in it, and that multiplayer piece is the one that has kind of that built in, built in.
For Uncharted, it kind of makes sense, but like let's look at games like BioShock, who try multiplayer. Did multiplayer work for BioShock?
Nope. Not really.
And that's a story-driven game. You know what I mean? Predominantly. Would you expect, multiplayer from BioShock, or would we expect multiplayer from Dishonored? You know what I mean? Probably not. So, I don't know.
We may not get those games anymore then.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the most interesting part, because then when you think of multiplayer, most multiplayer games involve some sort of shooting mechanic. So, I don't know. If you don't have enough characters or a good enough story, will the multiplayer even matter at that point with so many other shooting games that's out there? Like,
I don't know, man.
Who's picking Uncharted multiplayer over a Call of Duty or like a Battlefield or, Battlefront? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many other multiplayer shooters. Like, yeah, it caters to a core audience, the people who enjoy Uncharted, but that if we just add multiplayer to every other game, they're going to be drowned out anyway. Like, people aren't going to play those games for multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a multiplayer shooter right now that doesn't have any players on it right now. Lawbreaker.
You're talking about Lawbreaker?
Yeah, it's completely dead. Who's playing it? Nobody.
By the way, speaking of Lawbreakers, did you guys read Cliffy B's comments about Microsoft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a tweet related to it. Like, I didn't read any like article, but I saw what he said. I saw his quote.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
He seems humble. He said, this has been a humbling experience, and I mean,
sometimes you need that to bounce back, though.
Exactly. I thought
sometimes you need that kick in the teeth, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. This was it for him.
I thought it was interesting though. What he said, like with my work at Microsoft, I think they were kind of upset surprised. I forget the exact words. That Lawbreakers didn't come to the Xbox, given my history there. I found that kind of interesting. But you're right. He's humbled now. He's got some humble pie.
I mean, it's interesting that he said that, because that's kind of like what on Twitter, that's what he was kind of being accused of.
Yeah.
And that's what the back and forth was, and at one point, we were all kind of saying like, hey, he can take his game wherever he wants. It's just his business or whatever. So it's interesting for him to come back and actually admit that now. I think that's pretty, that's interesting.
And that's also my point too. Even if that game is on Xbox, it'll be dead. Just because there's so many other multiplayer shooters to play. So like, Lawbreakers would be cool for now. And then what happens when PUBG comes to Xbox? Anybody gonna be playing Lawbreakers?
Yeah. That's why I can't figure out all these dudes that are like, see, game would have been fine if it was on Xbox. Like, you don't know, stop it.
Right.
Stop it. I can sit here on, what we say, Monday morning quarterback. We sit there watching the games on Sunday and we tell the running back, you should have ran this way.
Yeah.
But it's easy to see that when I'm sitting at home on the TV,
Right.
So
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's. I think I think you're right, B. I mean, it's like there's so much competition out there now, and are people really playing those like Twitch-based shooters that much anymore?
Right. That's what I mean. Like, if everything just starts adding multiplayer, then what do we have at the end of the day?
Right.
A whole bunch of nothing. We'll have a couple, you know what I mean, shining stars out there that everybody be attracted to, a la, you know, Overwatch. You know what I mean? The Call of Duties of the world, the PUBGs of the world. Everything else is going to fall to the wayside. Nobody's going to be playing it.
And then what's going to happen? And that's why people will start screaming for single player content.
Yeah, exactly.
No, everything's cyclical, man. That's why it's funny to me. Everybody's so ready to, like, you know, just stop with single player, and they think that you're whining. That's just the way it is. That's where things are going. Yeah, trends change, things change, but at the same time, you know, everything can be supported. Games are bigger than they ever been. They're longer than they ever been. The demographic of game players, all, you know, from the age range, should or probably do have jobs, wives, children. There's only so much time that you can commit. You know what I'm saying? And like B said, eventually a bottom's going to fall out if everybody's doing the same thing. Because you remember, like, when we had all these great single player games, and then everyone's like, well, how do we extend it? How do we, you know, everyone's complaining, well, I got this and it's $60. How do I extend it? Multiplayer became the thing that got tacked onto everything.
Yeah.
Whether it was good or bad. You know, and they started catching flack over that until multiplayer got a little bit better. And then they tried the finesse move of doing multiplayer with no campaign. People bitched about that. So when you see the landscape of everybody trying to be a games as service and vying for your time, that's going to die just like single player games die. Because it can't be supported. Everything can't be supported that way. Especially when people have their home of what they really like. So, you know, if people are really rocking with Destiny and that's where their friends are and that's what they're really rocking with, they may give something else a chance, but you know how hard it is to get that foothold?
Right. So Destiny's out this year. Anthem comes out next year. Those are going to be the two big marquee games that are going to be games as a service that will probably require a great deal of your time. They don't feature, you know, your general loot box or anything like that, but you know, it's going to be some dedicated time. I'm sure there's going to be some grinding and Anthem as well. So if the majority players are playing those two games, and PUBG will be out on console then as well. It's got 15 million players, so you can't deny that. Overwatch still has almost 30 million players. You know what I mean, on console and PC. People are still going to be dedicated to that. So how much more dedication can players give to other games?
It's a good question, B. I don't know, man. It's a good question. It's a perspective that I didn't really think about. I mean, you know, we talk about where the industry's heading, you know, where you know, publishers are looking at a games as services model because, you know, they can continue generating revenue. But you're right. How many of those games can actually generate or have long legs? Because, you know, you can have a games as services, but you got to have that interest, that install base. If it's not there because the market's saturated with those types of games, then what? You know, what happens? Then you have a situation where you have the haves and have-nots, and then you only have like two publishers, you know?
Right. So, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I don't know the answer to that. And I know people are saying, like, this is definitely probably going to mostly be a third-party, you know, issue, which I can kind of, like, get with. So that's why I throw the question out there, too, like, if this is like a third-party developer issue, so there should really be no reason why first-party, you know, publisher, first-party, you know, company shouldn't be able to still create like a single-player content type game.
Right.
You know, because I threw the question out there on Twitter earlier. You know, I said, you know, because I've been seeing people doing the whole, you know, Phil was right thing, and I'm like, and again, people should understand, like, no one was saying that Phil doesn't have insight or Phil was wrong in what he was saying. But it's kind of interesting when he's saying that when it looks like what are, quote, considered his competitors are not slowing down when it comes to single player games.
Yep.
You know, and the question I threw out was, is it possible that a lot of what he meant was directed towards what they're trying to do because of how they're handling their platform?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's kind of what a lot of us were kind of hinting at when Phil made those comments. It wasn't that he doesn't know where the industry is going. It's more of, well, your competitors are doing. How come you can't do it?
Well, I threw this out too. I said, honestly, I just said go out. We've talked about this before. I think it comes back to the fact they don't have the infrastructure of studios that a Sony and a Nintendo do. It takes a long time to build that. Yeah. Sony didn't build that overnight. Nintendo definitely didn't build that overnight. And you don't just wake up one day and build it. Maybe they have a plan to start trying to do that. Maybe that's what Phil did mean when he said it's like 2 or 3 years out. I personally don't think so. But it's definitely a question that can be asked because, you get shot down really quick because everyone thinks because Phil said it, that means that's what the whole industry is doing now, and that's what it's all about. But B brings up the great point. How is it possible for all of that to be sustained when everybody's vying for your money through microtransactions, games as service, and time? Just time is one thing that none of us can get back or get more of. We all have things to do in lives and only so much time that we can commit to gaming.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is going to be interesting in the next couple of years and see how where this thing goes. I think obviously there's publishers out there that are following this model. EA being one of them, Activision being another. Microsoft seems to be heading in that direction too. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. B, I go back to your point, man. That's a great point that you brought up. Like, what about market saturation? What happens when there's too many of these games and then not everyone's playing these games because there's so many of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that's a big investment of time and money too. Like if you think about it, the one thing with single player games is once you're done, and you go on to the next game.
Right.
So I look at it like Destiny came out this year, and Activision knows that EA is coming next year. They have already laid out their forecast for Anthem to be their big holiday game next year. Mm-hmm. So of course Destiny's going to release a big expansion next year when pretty close to when Anthem comes out. So gamers have to decide: am I going to keep playing Destiny, or am I going to go check out this new game? PUBG will be on console, at least on Xbox at that time, maybe on PS4 by next holiday. Mm-hmm. So are you going to play all 3 of those games and really truly commit to them?
Right.
No.
Even look at right now, like, most of us are rocking with Destiny. Then soon you have, Battlefront dropping, Call of Duty dropping, right? You guys picking up both of those games?
Nope. And I'm not
either, because I sat here and I said, I'm already, again, with all the other games I'm still trying to play, backlog, everything else, some of the other games that are coming up, and still trying to, grind and play Destiny and get levels up, to do the Nightfalls and the raids and things like that. I'm not looking for anything else in a multiplayer type realm right now. But that's just me. Just like there's somebody else who may not be playing Destiny, so they're looking forward to the Battlefront, or vice versa, or they're looking forward to Call of Duty. But the point being is you can't play all of them. Well, you can't. There are people who have endless time to do that. And that's all they do, play the multiplayer. But if you're trying to play anything else that's coming out, like Assassin's Creed or the new South Park or whatever, Cuphead, whatever it may be, there's only so much time you have to go around.
They're going
to throw more and more of these types of games in there.
The other thing too, man, like I think about multiplayer games. I don't know about you guys, but especially when it comes to shooters, I don't like playing multiple multiplayer type games because I don't want to be just average on those games. I've never been one to pick up like 3 shooters and be like, okay, I'm going to play all 3. I'm going to do one. I'm going to be good at one because I want to be good at it. I don't want to go to multiplayer and get owned. That's not fun.
Well, we're going to get into that, but you're being owned because Activision has that world machine. They have that world machine out there destroying things, man.
I'm being owned because I need to upgrade.
Then you got to open up that wallet, man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm being owned. Okay, hold on. Let me spend another $20. Get my KDR up.
So no, man. Honestly, personally, man, I know this might sound. This is probably going to sound like a console wars. I'm not trying to sound. I'm just trying to like no. Because I actually explained earlier. I said I'm just throwing out points. That's all this. You throw out points, counterpoints. You talk.
You're engaging in console wars, man. Don't lie,
dude. Don't even put that out there because all you have to do is say that, and then that one person that can't separate, goes with it. But when you get like this thing with Visceral happening, and then people out there with the whole, well, this is how it is. This is where it's going. Phil said it, and even if beyond Phil saying it, you get people who seem to be somewhat like, I don't want to say joyful, but almost like
they feel vindicated.
Like they want to see it go because it means something. It means like this our particular platform has it right.
Yeah, they were on the right side of the fence.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I mean, because if you talk to people who are rocking with Sony, rocking with Nintendo, they don't feel that way at all. And I'm not saying every Xbox guy feels that way because that's definitely not true. But that seems to be the majority of the people who are kind of like, yep, see? It's like, why would you be so willing, to see that side of it go? If that's not what you want, you have plenty of other things to do and play. But why would you want to see that go away? If anything, you should be still pushing to say, hey, no, you can still make it happen. And we kind of want that because we are the consumer.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier in the DM, man, it's like the more and more we see these single player games go away, like we lose all the characters. We lose all the value that we have in these characters that we put so much value into. You know what I mean? Is Joel and Ellie's story as important? You know what I mean? If the game isn't story driven, is Big Daddy, you know what I mean, so important in BioShock if the story isn't, you know what I mean, written the way it was, and we actually played through a story. You know what I mean? Does BJ Blazkowicz's story mean anything? You know what I mean? And Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we didn't get that story, you know what I mean? So it's just like the less story-driven games that we have, those characters mean nothing to us. We're just avatars out there playing multiplayer games. And so once we're done, we're done.
So just said essentially be Warlock 2,422.
Right.
Titan 7,640. Because I mean, I have my character in Destiny, but she has no name.
Right.
The connection I have is how much time I put into it. If I ever lost that, it won't be because, oh man, I want to see how that played out. It's like I lost all that time.
Right.
Real quick, man. It's funny you mentioned like your Hunter or Warlock doesn't have a name, because I was playing Destiny the other night and my 3-year-old came downstairs. Actually, I think we were on E. I think I told you this. He's like, "What's his name?" And I'm like, "He doesn't have his name."
Right.
He's like, I'm like, he doesn't have a name. I'm like, he's a Titan. And my 3-year-old looks at me. He looks at the Titan. And he goes, "His name is Titan."
Pretty much. That's it. My Hunter's name is Hunter.
Yeah.
Works for a girl or a boy.
I still think we'll get single player games. I think when we talk about characters, I think we'll probably get most of that stuff from the indies, the lower budget games, or indies have really filled the void for kind of fill that vacuum that was left behind when those AA studios closed, the THQs of the world. So I think that's where we'll get a lot of that single player stuff. I just think with the big boys like EA and Activision, it's all going to be games of services. Microsoft too. I think Sony will probably head that way at some probably go that route, at some point too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? I mean, if there's a market out there that's making millions of dollars, we talked about.
What we got? I mean, cut y'all, but Kenji pointed that out to me on Twitter. He said, "Well, Sony's been doing games of service games for a while." He said,
they put it in there.
Yeah, so it's not like they've never done them, and and I didn't even think about that because we get so caught up in other parts. I'm like, yeah, he's right. He threw out a few of them. He's like, was it Warhammer? No, Warframe.
Warframe, yeah.
Yeah, Warframe, SOCOM at the time.
I mean, Warframe was free to play, and then you bought loot crates.
Those didn't just start last week.
Yeah, dude. And let me tell you something with Warframe. I know guys. Seriously, I'm not even making this up. I know guys that spend hundreds of dollars on Warframe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like on stuff that you could unlock, like yourself. You just got to take the time and do it. Like dudes, like we're getting. I remember like dudes that show up with like new outfits and stuff with a Warframe, and you can get the same thing by just grinding it out, and they'd spend like $60.
Fastback, brought up in, he said, games like Destiny 2, Halo, Gear, COD with multiplayer. He said co-op, still have single player campaigns. And that's all true. I don't know how much people, because you hear the reports of like how people will pick up these games and never touch the single player.
Yeah.
About
all.
So that is true too. I mean, I don't know what the occurrence of this was, but I told B Enrique, a few weeks ago, like I opened up Gears 4 and I got like all these rare achievements for campaign. So I don't know if that was just something that they added. I don't know if that was just a rare occurrence that like people just hadn't gotten them yet, or if it was just because that many people hadn't played through the campaign. I'm like, that would be sad as hell, But
you weren't the only person to mention that either. I saw a couple of other people on Twitter mention that. Oh, I popped in Gears and got all these rare achievements. So, I mean, I don't know what the achievements are from, but if it's from people not playing the campaign, that's pretty sad.
Well, I think that's what it is because no one's getting those achievements. That's why they're rare.
That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you buy like the unlimited edition of those games, you're gonna get rare achievements a lot because you're like one of the first people to play the game. So it does it. A game like Gears doesn't. It wouldn't surprise me if people said, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna play the multiplayer. I'm just gonna hop in and play single player because that's. I mean, I would have done the same thing, No,
but that's it. I was getting those rare achievements for the single player.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are like, forget single player. I'm going to hop into multiplayer.
Right away. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing, Fastback said, no, I don't personally, I don't see single player games going away anytime soon. And ultimately, it's mainly because I don't see Sony and Nintendo stopping.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Microsoft. I mean, all we can do is guess with Microsoft. And that's kind of like my whole point. And, you get into a lot of trouble when you kind of put that out there. You say, none of us have any discernible proof of what first-party single-player games outside of Halo and Gears, with campaigns and stuff like that Microsoft may have coming. We know they said it, but we don't know. We don't have any discernible proof, tangible proof. And that's not a slight. That's not a diss. I'm just saying we know from Nintendo and from Sony, single-player-wise, what will be coming up. Or what their, ultimate future plans are. They're going to continue to support certain franchises. They're going to, however they may change those over time. They may get more and figuring out how to expand those. But they turn profits on them. And kind of the point I was making with my tweet earlier was, and again, it's not a slight, just making points. It was like, and I said this to Mike Mullis, I said, part of that might be the fact simply that, like we said, Microsoft doesn't have the infrastructure or the studios to create those things. Because the way I kind of look at it is if they had studios to really bang out some quality new IP and some things that people were really rocking with, even if it netted them 6 million copies or whatever, while that may not be tremendous in today's world, that's still a profit. And the last time I checked, those fools like money.
Yeah. I just think, again, I think...
Just like Sony and Nintendo fools like money.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I don't think, all the games are going to go Destiny route, but I think there'll be lots of like variety and they'll all have some kind of services hook built into it. And I go back to, Uncharted as an example of that. I don't see it any other way happening. I don't, that's how I see it happening. But
remember like the Assassin's Creed multiplayer?
Atrocious.
This is
people always talk about it's good. It's really good, but nobody plays it.
This is Bethesda's fault when they sold that DLC that for your armor, your horse armor.
The horse armor. I bought that horse armor too. I'm part of the problem.
Damn it, E. You're like Leroy Jenkins, man.
I take pride in that, man.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out to everyone in the live chat real quick. Give a shout out to all the people in the live chat. Always a good conversation. And I don't know, man.
I was going to tell you, man. Kabatsu, he cleared up what the premium brap thing meant.
Oh, what he talking about? Loot crates?
No, he's talking about you watching basketball, like you're not really focused.
But But you know what, man? B got me excited, man, because B, like, he gets excited. Like, do you remember watching the World Series last year?
Yeah, man.
Like, we were podcasting. B was, and he was like, "Come on!" I mean, B, you were so hyped.
Yeah,
Contagious, man.
Hey, sports gives me that way. Sports and video games, man. You know, they take me to another place. You know, so.
Yeah, no, I do. That's why I'm like, I love playing the Crucible with you.
Yeah, man. Oh, you know, when I'm in the Crucible, I'm in a different mode. You know what I mean? I'm getting busy out there, so it's always a good time, man.
Yeah, B gets excited, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, come on, Fastback. It's too early for that, man.
Oh,
that's
too soon, bro. That's too soon.
Savage.
We haven't even hit 24 hours yet, have we?
Come on, that is too soon, man. So, Fastback in the live chat says basketball dangerous. Things can go 90 degrees quick. That's terrible. Come on, man. That's savage. You get a Macho Man savage for that. Yeah. That's terrible, man. Oh my, that poor man got surgery tonight. Yeah. Oh boy. So speaking of multiplayer games and big game developers, publishers, Activision's in the news.
They're always in the news.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is not. Hold on a sec here, guys. I just had the article up. I want to pull it back up because I don't want to.
Didn't EA just get off that list of shitty companies?
I think so.
Yeah, man. They might get penciled in for this.
Yeah, they might get put on.
Yeah. So with all the talk of microtransactions and loot boxes, EA has filed a patent, and actually the patent got approved by the U.S. Patent Agency. I don't even know if it's called that. I think it's called that. Maybe it's U.S. Patent Agency and something or office. I don't know. It's not important. What's important is that the patent got approved. So and they haven't implemented this in any games yet. But the patent was filed in 2015.
So they say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so they say. Well, Activision's come out. Actually, Bungie's come out and said they're not using this, but you're right. So they say, right? So essentially, this patent is for Activision's matchmaking process, and essentially, what it does is that it looks into a player's history to put players of like similar skills or interest together, well, actually, not. I should say similar skills. It's not similar skills. It's different skills. So, like, if you're like let's say like you're a average player, right? This will actually put you in a game with like players that are more skilled than you are, and then if you want to like let's say like there's a certain character class that you want to be. Like I'll put you in games with those kind of people, with those kinds of character classes, and people that are higher level. And then it will, once you like go into the lobby or whatever, it will market like in-game like gear, things that you can buy, microtransactions to kind of help boost your player up. So really, what it's doing is it's kind of playing off of the fact that you're getting your ass handed to you by people that are higher skill, and it's marketing you these kinds of weapons and add-ons, similar to like what we've seen in like with Battlefield. You know, Battlefield's done this, like where they give you the option of upgrading like a character class, so you can have like, because look, those things make a difference. Like going out there, not having a scope or not having an option of scopes to equip on your weapon, that hurts you in the beginning. You know.
Oh yeah, because somebody's chilling on top of some mountain or some building, and all you hear is pat, pat. You're like, damn, where did those shoot me from? And he like way across the map.
Yeah.
You know?
So essentially, what this system's doing is it's It's basically arranging matches to influence game-related purchases. I'm sorry. This is the most crazy shit I've ever heard. You know what? It's almost brilliant in a way.
It is, man. It's genius. But
Yeah,
that shit is so dirty.
It's scummy. Man. It's so scummy, but genius. That's what I think Rand put that in his video.
Yeah, scummy.
Scummy, but brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
so dirty.
It is. I mean, think about this. Like, think about the work that went behind this to put in a system that arranges matches to influence game-related purchases. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, man. You see your opponent over there with the AK. You're getting your ass handed to you. In the match, the AK is highlighted. You know what I mean? For you to purchase in the next round.
You know?
I need that AK, man. Dude with the AK is mowing me down the entire match.
Getting busy.
$3.99 for the AK.
So I want to read this real quick. So it says, for instance, the microtransaction engine may match a more expert marquee player with a junior player to encourage the junior player to make game-related purchases of items possessed and used by the marquee player. A junior player may wish to emulate the marquee player by obtaining weapons or other items used by the marquee player. In a particular example, the junior player may wish to become an expert sniper in a game, e.g. as determined from the player profile. The microtransaction engine may match the junior player with a player that is highly skilled a highly skilled sniper in the game. In this manner, the junior player may be encouraged to make game-related purchases, such as a rifle or other items used by the marquee player. Doing so may enhance a level of enjoyment by the player for the game-related purchase, which may encourage future purchases. For example, if the player purchased a particular weapon, the microtransaction engine may match the player, or it says platter, may match the platter. It's probably the player in a gameplay session in which a particular weapon is highly effective, giving the player an impression that the particular weapon was a good purchase. This is brilliant. I mean, I'm not for this. I'm saying it's brilliant because think about this. It is artificially making you feel good about your purchase, and you're going out there and you know what's happening. You know you're not a junior player anymore. Now you're a marquee player, which means you're going up against junior players, and now you're smoking these fools. You know, and it's like, and you're doing it. You're thinking, oh my God, I made this purchase. It made me so much better, right? And now you're going to go and buy more stuff because that's already like built into your mind that these purchases made you a better player.
Until they get you on the next one.
This may encourage a player to make future purchases to achieve similar gameplay results. All right, guys.
Wow.
So I think we all agree that kind of messed up, right?
Hey, there was a time, medieval times, we would have stormed the castle of EA, drugged them out in the street, like lit them on fire. That's crazy, man.
But this is what I was saying, like, you know, when it comes to microtransactions, like this is the kind of stuff we have to be wary of and really pay attention to. And please, people, instead of like arguing over plastic boxes and my game is 4K, yours is not. I mean, like that stuff's like so unimportant. It's not important.
It's trivial.
You know, so yeah, exactly. It's so trivial. You know what matters? This stuff. This stuff matters. This is the kind of stuff that we should be arguing about, that we should be calling developers out for, not arguing over how many 4K games are running on a system, you know, or you know, how many exclusives one system has versus another. You know, that stuff's just stupid. It doesn't. It's not. In the big picture of things, it doesn't impact consumers in a negative way. This does. This does. 'Cause think about this. I mean, think about microtransactions. Think about if you're a company and you have the ability now to influence the decisions of purchasing decisions of consumers without consumer knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
Artificially creating a scenario where you are putting them in games where their weapon might be beneficial for them to have. So their purchase seems like it was worth it. That's shady. Talk about manipulating a consumer and a consumer that's unaware of what's happening. And Activision has come out and said that they're not using the system right now. They just have the patent.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. If people don't speak out against this, I don't know what to say.
Are people up in arms about this as they are about loot crates?
No, I don't think so, but they should be.
Yeah, because I mean, it ties right back into it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're tired now. They're tired from all of the last couple of weeks.
No, I mean, this is bad. This is bad for consumers. Like, people need to wake up. Like, we could say, I know I was laughing. I said it was brilliant, everything. I mean, the technology behind it's kind of brilliant.
Bro, Lex Luthor is brilliant when he goes at Superman. It's the same thing. It's a evil company doing something. It's a brilliant move, but it sucks.
Yeah, I would hate to see what this would actually do if it was truly implemented. You know what I mean? 'Cause you got to think about it. Activision and Blizzard is the biggest gaming company in the industry.
Behind EA, or no, EA and EA second, yes.
Yeah. So when you look at Activision, and if they were to implement this, everybody else is going to follow. You know what I mean? It may not be the exact patent, but it'll be, something similar to it, where they can just continue to encourage people to spend more money. You make them feel bad, give them some instant gratification. Holds on, they get to play with it for a little while. You make them feel bad again, give them that instant gratification. Continue the cycle. You know what I mean? So let's hope that they, don't implement this in future games, but since they have the patent, they definitely could. So it could be scary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say or what else to say other than people need to pay attention and wake up.
Let's get at them.
Yeah, I mean, whether or not they choose to or do is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just when I heard about this, I was just shocked. Shocked.
Hey, but you can't be shocked, man. This is what Activision does. They are about money. Activision is an old school company. They don't care about your feelings. None of that. Look at all the games that they put out. They don't care. Call of Duty, biggest selling game on consoles, damn near every year. They put out Overwatch, sell 30 million. You know what I mean? The second closest game behind Grand Theft Auto that can't seem to stop selling for some reason. They put out all the games under the Blizzard brand. Wow, you know what I mean? All the PC games. They don't care
at all.
Overwatch will take your money every day of the week. They don't care. You want this holiday skin? It's about to be Halloween. You want that pumpkin skin? Yeah, we got it for you. $2.99. Come get it. They don't care about your feelings. All cosmetic stuff. They don't care. They want the dollar bill at the end of the day.
Didn't they put out Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5?
Yeah.
It was like 3 gigs on the disc or something like that.
Exactly. They don't care.
The rest of the game, they ended up patching it. The patch was bigger than the national game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Activision don't care.
And they gave no shits about
it. That's exactly why Marvel was like, Activision, you don't care about your games, but we care about ours. So give us our licensing, but we'll get somebody else to make our games. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It was smart they did that. Yeah, but this is again. I wanted to talk about this because people just need to. This is the kind of stuff that people should really be focusing on, as opposed to the stupid console war stuff that I see still going on Twitter and in gaming forums. I mean, this is the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll get off my soapbox. I mean, I don't know how many more times I can say this, but this people wake up. This is important. All joking aside, this is important. So,
you think Bungie continues to ride with the Activision? Or you think at some point that relationship might get weird?
No. I think Activision owns stock in them.
Oh, so that's a marriage.
Yeah, it's a marriage. They're not going anywhere.
I think after Destiny 3 comes out, Bungie puts all their coins together and they buy their stock back.
Mm-hmm.
They could. I mean, they could certainly do that. We could certainly do that.
Buy their freedom papers.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Go to the next highest bidder.
Yep.
Go back to Microsoft.
Yeah, they could, man.
Mm-hmm. Have a little homecoming.
Yeah, just think of what people would have been saying about Microsoft right now if they had Destiny as exclusive.
I'm telling you, I said this a couple podcasts ago. Had Destiny been exclusive, the whole resolution stuff wouldn't have been in conversation.
Yep.
People would have forgot about it as soon as Destiny dropped. And it would have been that franchise that people went out and bought Xbox for.
Yep.
Yeah. That would have been a huge feather in the cap.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, real quick, jumping, because we only had 2 topics this evening. Those they were pretty big. They were pretty important topics. But before we wrap up the podcast tonight, I did want to remind everyone, big shout out to Chicken Spaghetti, who has reached out to us. He's actually, through us, going to be giving away a free PlayStation 4 to our subscribers come this holiday season, which, believe it or not, is coming up shortly. It's right around the corner. So we'll have more details as we get closer to the holidays, but I just kind of want to remind everyone about that. Kind of keep your eyes peeled for the details. We'll get that out shortly before the holidays. But
yeah, that's what's up,
big shout out to Chicken Spaghetti again, man. Thank you, man. We really, really appreciate it, man. You're a great ambassador of the gaming community. So just keep doing your thing, man. So real quick, I just want to talk about what everyone's playing right now, because we haven't talked about games or what everyone's playing right now in terms of video games. So B, what are you gaming on right now, man? What are you playing?
Actually, I haven't had a chance to play too much of anything this week. I played a little 2K per usual, and I played Destiny for a little bit. I think I got enough credit for the raids for the week and a little bit of the Crucible. So I think I had 2 engrams I need to pop open, but that's pretty much it, man. I haven't had a chance to play too much of anything.
I hear that, man. That's why we haven't seen you on Destiny, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a crazy week. Putting in long hours at work. Trying to get prepared for the holidays, man. It's Black Friday is coming up pretty soon.
It's gonna be lit.
You got to have that extra cash on deck, man. You never know what's gonna be out there. So I want to definitely get another 4K TV. And,
nice, man.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that TCL.
Yeah, man. So
you know what, E? Dude, let me tell you something. I'm holding out for OLEDs, man.
Are you gonna hold out?
Yes. I saw GT Sport running on an OLED.
No, but here's my thing, man. The TCL is, a great value TV. Black Friday, if I find a ridiculous price, that's all that's gonna do is get moved down the line when that OLED shows up.
Yeah, man.
Until then, I'll rock with that, So
no, I hear you, man. I hear you. I just
no.
Looks amazing in HDR. So, if you haven't seen that, I think it's one of the better games.
What's that?
Chicken said TCL to the rescue.
I'm sorry, B. What game was it?
That Gran Turismo Sport. If you see it in HDR.
Oh yeah. I saw it. I saw it on OLED. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't seen it.
You can
not in HDR.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. It's just. Whew. I was like,
had you sweating?
Yeah. I was like, woo.
What's the standard price on something like OLED still? It's still pretty high, right?
You get a 55 LG 55-inch for like 1,700 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, those TVs are nice.
Yeah.
You know, the black levels of those TVs remind me a lot of the black levels you would find in the plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the viewing angles are very much similar to plasmas. It's just, yeah. I was blown away. E, what do you play, man?
Destiny, man.
I hear that.
That's pretty much.
I hear that.
Yeah, I'm the same as B, man. I've been a little busy the last couple of weeks, so honestly, that's been like the perfect game to kind of jump in. Like, if you guys are on, or I just want to kind of do some grinding just to try to keep leveling up here. Still haven't done any of the Nightfall or raid stuff, so I'm feeling way behind on that. But that's pretty much been it, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I just, I've been on Destiny. I know we've been on too together.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. I haven't even gone back to Cuphead. I'm so focused.
Oh yeah, Cuphead. I've been playing Cuphead in between that. But I want to definitely dig in and put some more time into Cuphead. I'm only at the second island. I beat 2 bosses on the second island so far, But shout out to, I see people that have finished it and they only died like 256 times. That's not gonna be me. I'm just telling you now. And I know it's all about showing receipts. I may show the receipts. I don't know, but I have no shame in my game. Island number 2, I've died like 500 times. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Hey, as long as you beat it, man. Hey.
Yeah, as long as you get the finish line.
That's all that matters, man.
Yeah, but I do have to give that game a shout out, man, because even I think I said this before, but even beyond just like the look of it, it's a game that you can show people who aren't even gamers. Like, look at what these people did. Like, I was telling my wife, she could care less about games, right?
Yeah.
And when I told her the story of Cuphead, like where it started to where it kind of got and where it is now and everything else, she was like, "Wow, that's really impressive." And then when I showed it to her, she's like, "Wow." So it's an impressive thing, but the control of it is like, I did not expect, this studio. I shouldn't say that I didn't expect, but how I can kind of go with a new studio putting out a game. There may be some hiccups, but shout out to them for taking their time and delaying it. I know it sucked on our end because gamers want everything right now, but that extra time they put in, I think that definitely paid off for them in the end. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 110%, E. But yeah,
now, one thing I don't agree with on Cuphead is the 2 difficulties, the lower difficulty for people who are a little bit more casual, locking out certain things to them. Like, they can't see the full game itself. Like, my thing is, I think we were talking about this the other day on Twitter, Enrique. It's like, you can have both settings, but some people just, they're not about the get good life.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
They just want to kind of play and experience, and it doesn't take anything away from anybody who wants to go the hard route and jump right in and knock it out, So I don't know. That's a topic for another time.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that maybe next week. Yeah, but yeah, man. Like I said, man, I've been on Destiny and just trying to get leveled up so I can do a raid. So big shout out to the Iron Lords, by the way, because they've been helping me get through Destiny, kind of level up. So I definitely I appreciate that. Addict's been hitting me up a lot and helped me out too on Destiny. So big shit out to him and the Iron Lords as well. Just good group of guys, man. Just love playing Destiny.
Definitely are.
Yeah, and they love helping people out. So big shout out to them. And B, they're one of my favorite podcasts, man, on Tick, man.
Yeah, those are my guys right there, man. I listen to them every Sunday.
Hey, shout out to Super Cooper. He said when he gets to the death pool in Cuphead, he'll let me know if it has 6 digits. Hey, man, own it. That's all I have to say. Hey, this game.
That's too funny.
Everybody's got a different story when it comes to Cuphead. That's one of the things I like about it too. Is like you hear one person say, "Oh, that boss was easy," and another person's like, "Man, that boss was a son of a bitch." That's pretty cool. But and then another shout out to Xbox on the new UI update.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice. It's definitely minimalism is good, man. Minimalism is good. Strip things away, make it clean. You know, and just a word of advice: don't change it. Not right, you know. Because I hear there's always like the complaint, like, you know, they add something new, they change some things, and then like the next update is all gone. So you know, just tweak it. You know, whatever you need to do, make it tighter, whatever. But yeah, it's definitely good update.
Yeah, no, they did. They really streamlined it. It runs really fast. This is the best one they've done so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. So, all right, gentlemen. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the podcast. Yeah, a little bit shorter than usual, but that's all right. Yeah, we'll let everyone get back to playing some video games.
Give you all that basketball pancake bacon goodness in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we did. I'm gonna try something new with the ice cream beef.
Yeah, man, you gotta try that out.
I have to try it out, man. Definitely. So, well, B Money, man, always a pleasure, guys. Always a pleasure, you know, shooting the shit with you guys and talking video games. And big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you guys for stopping by this evening and hanging out with us for a little bit. And we'll be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I may or may not have another rant coming this weekend, so keep an eye out for those. And other than that, we'll see everyone next weekend, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do us a big favor, too, by the way. You know, hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Because, like I said earlier, come holiday 2017, compliments of our buddy Chicken Spaghetti, we'll be giving away a free PlayStation 4 game console to one of our lucky subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast and give us a thumbs up and money for a ticket. People don't. Let me stop. All I gotta say is there's principalities in this, man.
There's principles in this thing, Smokey. There's principalities.
All right, everyone. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week. We'll catch you guys next week. Again, remember, like and subscribe. Peace.